So, I'm of the mind that we need a big, big, big change here in Philadelphia. A change that would involve and invite everybody to participate in, and that would be nonviolent, and that would be complete and total. So I believe in a revolution, and I believe Philadelphia needs a revolution. And I believe that at the root of the solution is community, bringing people together where they can be safe, where they can be valued, and where they can participate in a meaningful way. So, the city that I love, the people that I love here in Philadelphia is right now is in big trouble. And we need to act in urgency to develop a movement for change. Rapid transformation of the communities. Like, our neighborhoods don't have to be graveyards. Our neighborhoods don't have to be places where we scared to go outside. Our neighborhoods don't have to be places where you look around, you see nothing but destruction. The Peace Park would like you to look around and see green, see greenery, see things that, neat things that make you think, see institutions that we built ourselves. Every neighborhood needs a community garden, and then I would say even like a Peace Park, because a community garden is a good thing, but it has to be transformative in its thinking. It has to be a place where people can come together and discuss things, and it has to be more than a garden. It has to be more than a garden. Even though a garden is the foundation, because it's food and it's community and it's us coming together to commune closer with the land as stewards, we also need to address like health. We need to address mental health. We need to address employment. We need to address safety of neighborhoods. So this would be, a community garden would be the best place where that can take place, right? Because it's not bring people together, but let's come together and figure out how we can be better. I'm talking about doing it with a new spirit and doing it independently, not as the government. The government can give us the money and we'll say thank you, but this needs to be done by regular folks. The neighborhoods, how they operate, how they look, how they smell, all of that gotta change very quick to show people that there is hope. Other than that, we're gonna continue to see what we have been seeing, which is a bunch of money being misallocated for anti-violence work, a city government that's pretty much throwing their hands up like, well, we don't know what to do. And most importantly, you're gonna continue to see bodies drop, mainly of young black men, but also of black women. So we have to have a big change. We have to have a tremendous movement, and everybody need to participate in this. It can't be just this group or that group. All of us need to come together with a razor sharp focus on this.
Some of the interventions are just free, open, safe spaces for young people to be. We're all broke out here. We don't have extra money. We all just want places where we can chill and relax with our friends, and we don't have to worry about if this person is going to bother us, if I'm going to be in harm's way, X, Y, Z. And so I think that if we can all find it within ourselves to, whether it's once a month, host a space, collaborate with someone else to host a space, and connect to the young people that we know and invite them to be nurtured in these spaces together, that's really what's going to be an intervention, going to be a solution. We need to start talking through these issues we need to start having intergenerational conversations about conflict and how we move through that and how we can be really honest about the things that hurt us, but we don't have to jump to violence to find solutions. I think intergenerational spaces to have and hold those conversations is going to be the most effective step towards addressing some of these things. And I think it's also going to take some of the most conscious efforts on behalf of a lot of different people to get where we need to be. Because once you have people in a space like this, the land transforms and heals on its own, but getting people within these gates, that's a big step.
So to solve the issue of the prevalence of violence, we would have to establish a culture of peace. Peace is the opposite of violence. Peace is when everything works in harmony with each other. Peace doesn't imply that there's no friction, but peace does imply that there's a harmony of systems, right? In order for us to develop a harmony of systems, we would have to have a harmony of design. And if we are going to have a harmony of design, we have to approach design with care. Care means that you pay close attention to what you are building. Care means that you pay close attention to all the different pieces. Care, in fact, for us, it means democracy. It means that all the little parts within the system must be respected, must be honored, and that we must make allowance for them. So if we had a type of society like that, a society that approaches reality from the viewpoint of designing with care, we would see a reduction of conflict because everyone and everything is accounted for.
I hope to create a space where young people feel safe enough to imagine beyond the confines of what they can see on their everyday. I aim to create a space where people can dream a better future, where they can feel safe enough to work towards something different and better, even if it's drastically different from what they think is even possible or what they're in right now. Just to whoever watches this, the only other thing I would say is, like, as individuals, whatever generation that we are in, we can do all of the work, we can connect with all of the people, we can pour into as much as we want, but the work that this world needs to exist in a pure state of love is going to have to be done beyond any of our physical existences on this earth. And so if we're really committed to seeing a change in the world, we have to pour into and prioritize the next generation. We are only a few years apart, but there's a reason why I prioritize pouring into you, is because you're going to be able to do work beyond me. And I hope that if I inspire you, you're going to be able to pour into another young person who's going to be able to do work beyond you.
So we work to integrate science into everything that we do. So right here you see that we have different little mini exhibits that people can interact with, relating to different aspects of ecology, different aspects of how they can observe the physical world. Fig tree. Guys, this right here, we call this the cube right here. And one of our comrades, Max, he is a professor and a designer. They've been working on this idea. In everybody's backyard, you will have a box where you can get water from it. It can grow food. You can plug in electricity from it because it's collecting solar. There's also a water collection system that we probably could kit out so that it can actually filter the water, so it could take the rainwater, probably filter it. But more importantly, each one of these pockets can actually grow food. And there's an irrigation system. So basically you got energy being produced by the sun that you can plug into, run your house. You also have food that you grow, and you also have water that's being collected. And the dope thing about it is that it's all ran by your phone. So from your app, I can and I can open the door up. From the app, I can increase the water levels. From the app, I can, do this and do that. It also has cameras, so it's like monitored and whatnot. The Peace Park believes for us to be human, that is to be creative. To be creative mean that you should be able to be free, to breathe good air. You should be able to play with some dirt. You should be able to fashion materials, wood into a structure, a black walnut into a ring, some food into a meal on the table, right? Being in the garden is the best type of education that you can have. Because education as a discipline actually started with agriculture. Agriculture, engaging in it, observing it. This is where philosophy came from. Religion was heavily influenced by the movement of the sun and the stars, the rivers, the tides. Mathematics developed from people trying to figure out how can they maximize a particular space. Science developed from observation of plant life, of biology, of chemistry, So we say the best place to be would be on the land, around plants, around people. So the schoolhouse that we are developing is going to be called the Salakatora STEM Pavilion. And it's focused on STEM education, but a dynamic type of STEM education. A STEM education that's fun, a STEM education that's culturally relevant, a STEM education that's seeking to produce humanitarians and revolutionaries, problem solvers. And the school was built on like the ideas of Afrofuturism. Anybody familiar with that?
I am.
Afrofuturism? Yeah. That was kind of like the ideas that was influencing us. You know what I'm saying? So here's the school. Yeah. So this is gonna be the school right here. So as you can see, that's the house right there. Yeah, that's the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse is dope, y'all. Students have done this work. So, you heard of Youth Build? Everything starts from the land. The land is the most precious, most natural place that you can be at. Economics starts with the land. Even like my phone right here, right? The things that make my phone special and the things that make the computer special comes from the dirt, the computer chips, the types of metals, the type of semiconductors, that's from the earth. Our clothes, our plants, right? If we're dealing with cotton, if we're dealing with linen, plants, right? Metals, all coming from the land. So our vision is that community gardens not only can produce fresh food, but they also can be a basis for us to develop co-ops. Co-ops is when we work together. We commonly take ownership over something. Co-ops is not, well, I'm the boss, y'all the workers. Co-ops are more like, I play this role, you play that role, but we all share with each other. We all bring what we bring to the table, and then when it's time to harvest, we all share. So co-ops is cooperation. And we say, hey, who can make stuff from the land? And you mentioned biomedicine. So some people went and started planting herbs and started making medicine from the herbs. And that's how they started a medicine company or a wellness company. So in this store right here, we allow folks to put their products in there. And through that way, we circulate wealth within the community and we also create jobs.
I have a question. Where do you buy these bundles at?
We get these from a Native American co-op that's based in Arizona. So we get all of our products, these sage sticks. We get it from them.
So I was just wondering, because I'm also interested in this, and I feel like it's really important to get them resourceful, because like there's this one place in the mall, East West, who sell these, and I'm like, well, where do you buy them from? They're like, oh, we don't know.
No, we make sure we meet the people that we buy from, you know, but like a lot of stuff, like stuff that you see that's Peacetown, that's the neighborhood co-op. So all of that's produced by the neighborhood co-op. Those masks was made by folks. The jewelry, a lot of the jewelry too, the t-shirts over there, the clothes. We do a lot of trade too with like East Africa. We bring in a lot of the bracelets and things like that.
Tajay, this is
Hello.
top secret.
Oh, is it?
No report.
This is why change can happen on a grassroots community level, especially here in Philadelphia, where you got over 50,000 vacant lots. Each one of these vacant lots can do its part to produce food, to clean up the environment, to create a place where people can live in peace with each other.
I mentioned we grow culturally relevant food. So honey tip and peppers are one of the seeds that we believe are to be brought over by our enslaved ancestors. So our farm manager is really good about doing the research to make sure that those specific seeds can be grown here. And True Love Seeds is the organization that we partner with that's really good about keeping those seed stories and their cultural relevance in the Northeast and I believe beyond. These are mustard greens. And we have kale. So if you see kale in the store, usually it's like a little lighter green and it's a little curly. This specific variety is called dino kale. And if you think about the kale that you might often see, you can think that this kale kind of grows like a T-Rex, a little bit skinnier, kind of tall.
I'm scared. I don't want to step on something.
Sorry, there's a lantern fly. All of the structures' roofs are actually slightly tilted so that they can catch water on them, and then it fills up all of these IBC tanks. So remember, this is that dino kale again. You can now see it actually directly in comparison. You see how that curly kale is a lot lighter, a lot bigger. Don't touch it. And then you can touch it. I mean, you can try some if you want. Taste it.
I dare you.
Yeah, better cook.
I did say that.
It's good. It's great.
Are we done in the greenhouse? It's kind of
There's peppers
spicy
over
in here.
The big leaves or the little leaves?
I'll let us farm.
We need young people to develop a youth movement. We need young people to connect with other young people and start talking about how things can be better. And then we need the young people to bring these ideas to the older people. And the older people may not want to hear it, right? But there's two things I need you to do. I need you to insist on your ideas. I need you to insist upon your ideas. But then the second thing I need you to do, I don't want to see you leave the room. Don't leave the room. Don't leave the room. Stay with the adults and struggle for your ideas. Because ultimately, though, we do need unity. We need a movement where young people are leading, but we also need adults participating in that, though. So lead the adults. We have to challenge those that's in charge, not because we rude or because we are disrespectful, but simply because it's possible that that authority or that approach may not be the best approach. And because people are dying, because lives are being lost, because the planet is being destroyed, it's our duty to be new leaders, to be revolutionary leaders with a new vision of a better world, a better society, better Philadelphia, a better neighborhood, a better school. This is what needs to happen. But more importantly, we gotta stand against negativity. We gotta stand against apathy. We gotta stand against people saying, oh, things ain't gonna work. Oh, it's always gonna be this way. Oh, ain't nothing gonna change. We have to be the people that say, yo, things is gonna change because I'm changed. That's why things are gonna be changed. And as long as I'm changed, then it's hope. Get on some land, get on these vacant lots that's in your community and transform your neighborhoods. The dreams that you have for the people who's listening, we so need them. You count, you matter. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I truly mean that. And I want you to fight through your depression. Get the help that you need with different things. Because I want to meet you and I want to be with you so that we can go ahead and we can make these changes. You know what I'm saying? So that's my message to people. We need a revolution. We need to love each other. We need to care for each other. And every little bit count, and never think that the little stuff don't count. The little stuff is the big stuff. So the kindness that you show to a person, making the decision to not go to negative and go to positive, that's the revolution right there. And that's what we need to see. Mm-hmm.